Okay, today's lesson is 53. What's our title? Get ready?
53.
53. Our objective is solving problems using measures of central tendency. What's our objective? Get ready?
Solving problems using measures of central tendency.
Very good. Today we're going to review mean, median, mode, and range, which are all measures of central tendency, and then we're going to talk about a few concepts about them and talk about some sample RISE test questions. So this field of mathematics is a great field. Businesses use it, politics, sports, demography, academia, politics. So if you are able to understand trends in numbers, they make really good careers in the future. So actuaries do this and statisticians do this. Actuaries make the most money. So here's an example of a line plot. It's taking data and then saying how many occurrences of those data points occur. So you stack the x's when there's more than one occurrence. And then this graph is called a histogram. What is it called? Get ready?
Histogram.
Histogram. It shows you intervals of numbers. So different than a bar graph, where bar graphs show categories of numbers. This is more numbered intervals. So there were two occurrences of numbers that scored between 14.0 and 14.5, etc. So we'll be seeing those a little bit. So we're going to take some data and we are going to study mean, median, mode, and range of all of these numbers. This is ages of customers in a cafe. So she collected all these and she wants to understand, hey, what's my median age? Am I getting younger customers in my store? Am I getting older customers? If I'm getting older customers, maybe I should market menu items that appeal to an older customer. So that's why it's important to know who's coming in. So let's see, we got 28-year-old, 27-year-old, 33, etc. Let's make a quick graph of those. Since my youngest age is 27, I'm going to start here. My oldest is 75, and I'm just going to count by fives. Now, I've noticed as I've taught this to some other classes, I am not putting on my interval these scores. I'm rather making sure that the interval is evenly spaced so that every chunk of numbers is same 5 units apart. 5 units, 5 units, 5 units. That's super important. Otherwise, your graph, you can't see relative spacing. So now we're going to put x's above our numbers. So 28 goes here, 27, 33, 75. That was an elderly couple that came into the store. 73, 30. Oops, did I skip 31? I didn't. There's 31. Here's 41. 38, 42, 35. Raise your hand if you saw it, if I skipped one. Just making sure. I got them all? Okay. Look, these ages appeared only one time. So there isn't a number that appears more often than another number. So for my mode, I'm going to say none. So mode is the number that occurs more often. What is the mode? Get ready?
Number that occurs more often.
Good. A number that occurs more often. What?
Number that occurs more often.
So if I had that, I would say, oh, my mode is 42, because this occurs more often than the others. The mode is not the most number. Some people think it's the highest. No, it's not. It's the one that occurs more often. Let's talk about the mean. What is the average age of my customers? So it's not the one in the middle. It's the one that is, if I add them all together, the sum of the numbers divided by the number of numbers. So we're going to add those up really quick. I'm going to switch markers. All right, so this is going to give me 55, 108, 104, 79, 77. Let's add those. That's 167, 183. Then we'll throw the 77 on there. So 167, 183, 77, 10, 17, 14, 15, 22, 4, 27. Let's count how many there are. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So I'm going to do 427 divided by 10 numbers. Oh, good, it's a 10, which can move the decimal over once. That gives me 42.7. So 42.7 right here is my mathematical average, or mean. Okay? So mean is the average. What is the mean? Get ready?
Average.
Average. It's not even in the middle of my data, is it? Because this old elderly couple that came in shifted my mean this way. Well, let's look at the median. So the middle means there's an equal number of data points above it as there are below it. So this one's a fun one. We're going to cross off the youngest, oldest, next youngest, next oldest. I'm looking for the middle, somewhere in here. Next youngest, next oldest, next youngest, next oldest, a tie between these two, somewhere right in between. Well, where exactly? That's 35. This one's 38. So we're going to find the average between the two. That's 77 divided by 2, which is 38. Let's see, did I put this down right? 38.5, which is right. Check my math. 6, 8, yeah, 38.5. All right. So my average is right in, or my middle is right here. It doesn't look right. Did I do this right? 35, 36, 37, 38. We do have a 38. And that's a 7, 7, 73. Oh, thanks. I was like, this is not right. Okay, thank you. And then there's 36.5. That's what it is. Because I was saying visually, it looks like it should be right in here. And there it is, 36.5. Let's count. Are there 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points below it? Are there 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points above it? So there's an equal number of customers under that age and above that age. So that's a better number for a store owner to say, what's my middle customer age? 36.5. How I remember median is the middle age, is it looks like mid. And mid. Mid for middle. Mean is the one that's the average. Okay, that's how I tell them apart to remember. Natalie?
Also, another way to remember that mean is average. It's mean because it makes you do stuff.
And you have to add up all these huge numbers. Okay, I like that. Okay, range is high minus low. What is the range? Get ready?
High minus low.
So my highest value, subtract my lowest value, which was 27. And then let's just do that carefully so Mrs. Boone doesn't make another arithmetic error. So the answer is 48. So that's the range in ages, a 48-year gap. Because these are so far out, I would call them outliers. What are they called? Get ready?
Outliers.
Outliers. And in a lot of cases, some people just throw them out entirely. They say, those are untypical of those customers to come in. So I'm going to focus on these customers, and I'm going to market my menus and my food items to this age range. So that is what statisticians and actuaries do. Okay, we're going to talk about what some of these measures of central tendency mean. Suppose the median age of a certain state was 30 years old. 20 years later, the median changed and it went older to 37. What changes in population may have occurred in 20 years? What do you think, Natalie?
Maybe less babies were born and less people moved in, or older people moved in.
Both of those are right. Less babies were born and older people moved in. It shifted to be older. So I still have an equal number of people above 37 as I do below. It just used to be 30. Okay. Anything else to explain that? In the last period, someone said the younger people moved out or went away to war. So I had more older people over age 30. Right? Vivian?
The people who lived there grew older.
Okay. They grew older, and the younger people didn't replace them. Like, we didn't have as many young people to replace all the people that grew older. Okay, all those are good. Example 3, consider the salaries of the employees of a small business. In an interview, a prospective employee was told that the average salary of employees was $50,000. How might this information be misleading? Let's study the graph, the table of numbers. So here's the yearly salary in thousands. So if someone makes $32,000, $34,000, so there's this bulk of employees that are all making in the 30,000s. And then you've got someone that's a little higher, 43,000, 45,000. Maybe they're supervisors. And then you've got maybe a manager making 22,000 more than everyone else. Okay, 67,000. And then someone is another 18,000 jump. They're making 85,000. Maybe the CFO. And then here's the owner, 95,000. So he's telling a prospective employee, said, yeah, you want to work for this company because you could make around 50,000. That's our average. Is that a little bit misleading? Why do you think it's misleading? Who's got an opinion? Kevin?
Because most of them are in the 30s.
Most of them are in the 30s. In fact, we looked at the middle, the median is right here, right? So So 40. There's an equal number 5, and there's 5 below it. So really, the middle salary is closer to 40. So if you're going to start at this company, more likely you should have said the median salary is 40,000. Natalie?
The information could also be misleading because 50,000 actually feels more than 40,000 or 3,000. And it is, but it feels like a lot more as well.
It's just like when you go to buy gas and it's $2.39, but do you ever see the little fraction there?
Yeah. It's
9 tenths. It's really, honestly, it's like 1,000th of a cent away from $2.40. But you don't see that. You go, oh, it's in the 30s. So I'm thinking, oh, that's pretty cheap, but it's virtually $2.40. So a little misleading to say that the average is 50,000, which is true, but you're likely not going to see $50,000. Okay, our last little topic to talk about for today's lesson is not histograms, but bar graphs. Bar graphs show categorical data. What kind of data? Get ready?
Categorical.
Categorical. Categories. Okay, like vanilla ice cream, strawberry ice cream, chocolate. Here's a hat, so maybe a cowboy hat, a baseball hat, a dress hat. So these are categories. Could I find the average between a baseball hat and a cowboy hat? They're not numbered, so I can't add them and divide. So I couldn't find the mean, and I couldn't find the median. I couldn't sort the lowest to highest because they're not numbered. So we put these in a bar graph. A bar graph, and we call them qualitative data. What kind of data? Get ready?
Qualitative.
Qualitative, because it's not numbered, it's categories. And here's how I can remember the difference. The other one is quantitative. The root word is quantity. Quantity is numbered items. So I sold 10 cupcakes on Monday. I sold 15 cupcakes on Tuesday. What's the average number of cupcakes I sold in 2 days? I can number that. That's quantitative. So I would use a histogram for that. Question. What is the mode of the data? The one that occurs the most is 10. That'd be our type 1 hat. Why are we not interested in the mean or median? Like we said, we can't find the average of categories. And that's it. Any questions about today? All right, that was a lot of information. I'm trying to go really fast. We're on page 364. Take a standard break for 20 seconds.